Jets. I mean, listen, Joe, sometimes it just looks different because it is different, so nobody's going to even waste time evaluating the difference between Mike White and Zach Wilson. It is stark. My question to you, and I know you're pumped, my question is, how long a leash does White have? The rest of the year, no matter what?
Yeah. I don't think there's any question about it. You know what kills me with White, and I love this guy all he's done is play the two best games that a Jet quarterback has played probably since Fitzpatrick in 2015 when he had that big year and threw 31 touchdown passes. But you got all these people, specifically in the media, that don't want this guy to succeed. Let's be honest about it, because everybody has said, forget Mike White. Mike White's not the guy. Mike White's not the guy. So you got all these geniuses, okay, who could care less if the Jets ever win, that want to be smart and want to be right and want to tell you, don't believe what your eyes are seeing about this kid. Because the difference, Mike White is so much a better quarterback than Zach Wilson. It's not even close. It's not even close. And as far as I'm concerned, he's the quarterback for the rest of the year. How do I know that he's not the quarterback for the next 10 years?
We don't know. He could be. No, I know what he means. Yeah. He could be, Joe, which makes it really exciting. But no, and I'm open to that.
He's not Tom Bradying it, though. He's not playing at 37.
He doesn't have to be Tom Brady. You guys keep.
I'm talking about 10 years. He's 27 years old.
He's coming after
he could be. How do I know that? Quarterbacks play late in their career. You don't know. See, I love how you already. See, this is typical, Teak. Yeah. You're jumping on the guy you know already. No, you know already. Oh, he can't be the quarterback for 10 years. He's not going to be playing when he's 37. Boy, oh boy. Can you get me the lottery numbers are, Teak?
How many Pro Bowls?
Get me the lottery numbers, will you?
I'll hit you back when it gets back up to $1 billion.
All right, please do that, all right?
Joe, but hold on a sec, Joe. The only thing that I did, and you and I are fundamentally together. I don't care if people, I don't care, but.
Well, you know what? Let me say this. Yeah. All the Jet fans are.
I agree. I'm with you. The only thing is, and it's not even, doesn't really matter at the end of the day, I think the way you described the national media, I couldn't disagree more with that. I think when you listen to whether it's an Orlovsky or guys on the NFL, they're all saying, yo, Zach, you're not playing. You're sitting. Mike White's the guy.
That's the national media, not in New York.
Oh, I haven't even heard that, though, Joe.
Yeah,
no, I don't get that impression here. I think these guys don't want him to be. They want to show you how smart they are. They want to.
I get what you're saying, Joe. You're not. This is not relative to Zach Wilson, because relative to Zach Wilson, Mike White is starting 100% of the time in people's minds.
No question.
But what you're saying, Joe, is that people don't want to see Mike White be the guy. Because Mike White was a 5th-round draft pick for the Cowboys.
No, I'm not hearing that either.
4 years ago. His first action was last year with the Jets. One game he looked really good against Cincy. Against others, he was okay. And terrible against the Bills.
Well, he only played 2 other games.
That's what I mean.
He played a Buffalo team that was clearly – the Jets stunk last year. They were a 4-win team.
Yep.
And I'm going to tell you this, too. The only reason that this guy didn't start the year this year, and I really believe it, is because they had to continue to justify Wilson being the quarterback.
Now, you said that. You said that earlier in the year.
And I continue to believe it. I think there's no question about it until finally the team. He sealed his fate with what happened in the Patriot game and then the comments after, and the team has been against this guy for a while. I thought Garrett Wilson's comments after the Patriot game were telling about what's going on in practice. There's no accountability. Even going back to Elijah Moore, okay? And I was all over him, but you know what? The reason they didn't trade him is because they knew he was right. They knew there was a problem, and the problem wasn't Elijah Moore. The problem was Zach Wilson.
So it's funny, Joe. He talked himself. He played himself out of the job, and then he punctuated it by talking himself out of the job. So let me ask you this, though. I don't even know if it matters to you. On some level, it does matter to me, and I want to see how the Jets handle this. So moving forward, is Zach just inactive?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Who cares? You think I care about him? You think I care about his psyche? I don't care who the quarterback is. I want to win.
No, I get
and
that.
It is the difference between these two guys is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, guys.
No, I mean between him and Flacco. I mean the backup.
Yeah, I don't care.
So you're telling me, Joe,
Wilson the backup? Make him the backup. I don't care.
Joe,
but if not, I don't care about that either.
You might be right.
Does he help Mike White? Because let's not forget, Mike White is still young as it regards to playing the game. If Zach Wilson is the backup and he's just dour sitting on the sideline,
that's true too.
Is he up there like Joe Flacco
I just don't know how you could possibly get this guy back to the path of I don't even know if he's salvageable, but if he is wearing a sweatshirt for the next month and a half, that's not good.
Well, but
it just kind of is. It just kind of is, right? You just kind of. So it's interesting. I don't know if you were listening intently to the broadcast with Joe Davis and Daryl Johnson, but I was, and they talked about the
you
practice.
Mean the Bears broadcast?
Yeah, basically the Bears broadcast. But obviously, they talked to the coaching staff and they talked to some of the players. That's what the TV broadcast, get the opportunity to do. And they talked about the practice thing, and they even said, and Joe said, we were surprised about. The extent to which Zach wasn't getting it in practice.
Yes, he did. I did hear them say that.
And so that's the troubling thing as it pertains to Zach Wilson. Forget what we saw on Sundays. If you're screwing it up in practice, that's the death knell. That's why he's going to be not going to be the backup, BT.
Okay. And Garrett Wilson basically said the exact same thing after the Patriot game last week. I mean, he basically said the same thing.
Yeah.
But, I mean, yesterday, you watching this guy, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Elijah Moore is back involved again. Mm-hmm. He's completing the ball to 10 different guys. And let's not forget this. It was a bad day. The rain was coming down.
Yes.
Last week, Zach's playing in the wind, and he's complaining it was too windy. What, are you kidding me? This guy was hitting and guys, this guy was hitting tight windows. How many tight window passes did he complete yesterday? He doesn't turn it over. He throws only 6 incompletions all day. I mean, what more do you want from this guy?
Nothing. I just wanted to keep doing this. So, Joe, let's push it forward a little bit here, and we're on the same page. He's the quarterback for a long – he would have to have multiple awful games before him yanking him. I agree.
No question.
AFC playoff picture. The way I count, I did a lot of stuff on this last night. 4 teams really –
Can I say one thing quick, though?
Joe. Yeah.
The defense has got to play better.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree.
They came out of sleep.
Tackles. They missed tackles.
They came out sleeping.
No doubt. The 2 Pro Bowl corners both got beat in that touchdown drive. Sauce and then Reed after
DJ.
That. They can't be doing that against
Minnesota.
I think
Sauce has a calf injury.
He was a little banged up. He does.
Okay.
He does.
Okay. But they got to be better than that against Jefferson.
Against everybody, really, if you think about it. No, I agree.
Everybody.
Maybe reading the headlines a little bit there. The offense this and the defense carrying the mail. Now, the first couple series, they weren't ready to go. I'm with you.
No.
All right, so, Joe, the AFC playoff picture, the way I have it lined up now, you basically have I guess some team could get hot and win 5 straight and changes. That's below the cut line. But I see 4 teams, 2 spots. Cincy, Jets, Pats, Chargers. Obviously rooting for the Bills against the Pats this weekend.
No
Chargers,
question.
Thursday night. Chargers, a bit of a wild card. I mean, Tiki actually brought up the possibility of a divisional title still on the table.
They're only one game back.
You still believe it?
Sure.
Okay.
They're 1 game back with the tiebreaker over both teams ahead of them. Why would I dismiss winning the AFC East? I don't dismiss that by any stretch.
Do you think? Dismissed. I'm not even looking for. I hear you. It would be dumb to dismiss it.
I want to win the division, bro. I do.
And do you think that they are?
I think they got a real shot at it.
I'll tell you, this is weird. This usually is the death knell for Jet fans. I'm not that worried about the Vikings. Vikings don't score.
No.
Because of Jefferson, there's a thought, they could hang 40 on you. Nah, they're a methodical offense.
Mm-hmm. So Sauce has got to be right on point.
Sauce has got to be better, no doubt. He did not play a great game yesterday, and DJ Reed too. I mean, I do agree with Tiki. I think they were a little asleep early in the game, especially with the Jets going right down and scoring a touchdown right away. I think they kind of took the Bears for granted a little bit early in the game. They only gave up 10 points. I mean, that's all they gave up anyway. But they got to play better next week, no question about it.
Hey, Joe, I know this because I've seen it and I've experienced it. But sometimes players can save coaches' jobs. Does Mike White help save Mike LaFleur? Because that's also before this. I mean, we were crushing Zach, but we were also crushing Mike LaFleur. Their offense looked like competent is too tame.
Right.
It looked exceptional. Play design, well oiled.
No question.
Second play of the game. You done that bootleg. Stretch handoff, fake handoff to the running back. You come back, it's just wide open. 17 yards.
Why can't Zach do that? What's so hard about
By the way,
it?
how good was Bam Knight? How about this? Robert Saleh, who's growing on me daily. Okay, and maybe made the most important decision the franchise has made in years by sitting Wilson and playing White. How about the fact that he sits Robinson and plays this kid Bam Knight?
Yeah.
How good was he?
Yeah.
This kid's got an unbelievable burst. He rushes for 69 yards. He catches 3 passes. Even Tyler Johnson had a big game. He's breaking tackles on a 30-yard touchdown.
Yeah, no, Bam is a good player. I saw him down in North Carolina when they beat Clemson a couple years ago.
Right.
He's a stud. But let me get back to Mike LaFleur. Has Mike LaFleur redeemed? Has he been redeemed? I don't think he redeemed himself, but has he been redeemed because of Mike White?
That could be. I mean, he might be. Maybe it was more of just the quarterback not being any good and not being able to execute anything, because maybe you might be – because yesterday, I mean, I thought LaFleur called a very good game, to be honest.
So did I, Joe. That was really good,
too. I mean, you can't complain about the play calling.
The one thing I've got to challenge you on now.
I will say one thing, though. Enough of these on first down reverses to Elijah Moore, Garrett Wilson. It's like a guaranteed 4-yard loss. Yeah. If we're going to run the ball, just run the ball up the middle, okay? Please don't give me these trick plays. There's no need for them.
Yeah, and by the way, Jets got some more linemen getting healthy here. Max Mitchell, Fant. But Joe, I disagree big time with one thing you said. When you said, and by the way, I'm a solid guy as well. Not that we haven't had moments where we get on him, but in all, I really like him and I believe in him. But when you say I got to give Coach credit for making the move, there is no way that was not a collaborative effort. There's no chance.
Organizational decision.
Okay,
You're right about that.
I got you, Joe.
You're right about that.
Joe,
but I'm telling you, Salah's got this team is playing for him.
It's awesome,
and it really is unbelievable the difference in his football team. And the defense has gone from being a joke to being, if not the best in the league, one of the 2 or 3 best in the league.
And Sheldon Rankins is going to get healthy. He might play this week against the Vikes.
By the way, can they recover a fumble once?
I agree with that.
Never recover a fumble.
That's true.
There's 3 guys. It makes me crazy, Tiki. There's 3 guys on the ball.
Yes.
Alexander forces the fumble.
Yep.
Here's 3 Jets on top of the ball, and it winds up with the Bears.
Yeah, and the tight end. He just kind of stuck his hand out there and grabbed it back in. It's like, what the hell are y'all doing?
Recover a fumble.
That was the tight end, right?
Yes.
Yeah, oh my God.
It was kind of sneaky how he grabbed it.
He did. Very
stealth.
Give me that.
They're the worst. They should practice during the week in recovering fumbles. They really should.
They probably don't, to be honest with you.
No, I'm sure they don't.
Joe?
Thank you, Joe.
We love crazy and sense, Joe. But we appreciate happy, content for the moment, Joe, as well.
Very happy.
All right,
God bless
buddy.
Mike White. Mike freaking White.
Let's go, man. It's his job. It's his job.
Thanks,
Joe.
All right, guys.
Hope you had a great Thanksgiving.
All the love.
See you, dude.
All right.
You too, guys.
That's our boy, Joe. How awesome is Joe? He is pumped up.
He's the best.
Listen.
But they don't get fumbles. They never bounce their way, ever. They never bounce their way.
No, he's not wrong. And it's like so tantalizingly close. It's weird how that actually happens. It's like one thing they don't do well.
It's like all Jets jerseys around that fumble, and all of a sudden this little arm sneaks out, and grabs the ball and brings it back in.
That's mine.
Not that it would have mattered, because the Jets were dominating at that point, but it would have really been the nail in the coffin.